have some behind the pink stuff.
Like they have a little smoke shop over there. They got like a little tattoo shop or something over there too. Like over there behind the pink stuff.
Oh, you talking about the little shopping center back there by the oil
behind Burger King and behind the oil tank, yeah.
Well, I never knew that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you meant like literally behind the pink stuff. Like, in the back of
like you talking about to the side, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Behind there, back there.
You know who the locations don't always be on.
No, it's behind.
A nigga said behind. Ain't number woods and mountains behind that motherfucker.
You make a left. It's back there.
You're behind the pink stuff.
But that's
it's right behind it. But see, you got to go down the street 3 miles, make a right 6 miles down there. But it's behind the pink stuff.
You still end up laterally behind it. Then it's behind. Shit, still behind it. That's some weird ass rules for you. How you be closed right here and 10 feet over here you open. Same selling.
Alabama. That's that backwards Alabama shit. But I don't know if it's still some dry counters, but I know Shelby County got that shit out of there.
I still some dry counters. Driving back from Atlanta, you'll run into some. So yeah, it's still and it's going to Mobile. They'll be on Sundays.
Yeah, I mean you go back to being in the Bible Belt. Alabama's considered being in the Bible Belt.
I know that shit existed till I got here. I thought every Walmart sold liquor. I thought every gas station.
You didn't come from the Bible Belt. See, this is the Bible Belt. So they felt like on Sundays you shouldn't have any liquor. That's the Lord's Day.
Yeah, but then they made moonshine in the back. So hey, I got you.
Hey, Alabama's always been backwards, ain't it?
Moonshine though. Get your moonshine. You just can't get it from the store.
Right. Crazy. You can't get this beer. Mm-hmm. But you could get the goddamn 90% alcohol. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Shit crazy.
Moonshine. Ain't that what the girl recovered from the moonshine?
She still out?
Nah, she good.
Okay. She just had to let it circulate.
Yeah.
Man, that moonshine ain't shit to play with, man. Like, no. But I remember like, people kept saying, oh, so strong. And don't get me wrong, it is strong, but it's not as strong as you would think. So you'll drink. If you not knowing, you might drink more than you need to. Mm-hmm. And that's when you realize how strong it is.
Yeah, I've never just drank. I've tasted it a few times. I want to say Wet gave us a few shots. A few shots.
Oh, man, Wet used to have the best moonshine.
I could never.
He had apple pie, peach cobbler, lemon meringue pie. He had all the flavors you need.
All kind of wicked shit. Mm-mm.
But see, but I think everybody scaring you makes you like respect it. And as long as you respect it, for like, all right, this ain't. Because the damn little water bottle will get the whole group drunk for real. Like that's what most niggas be having it is. So yeah.
Who remember that African liquor? That shit was like some moonshine.
What was it?
It was made out of lime.
Tarika used to have it.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. It had a little spicy taste to it.
Man, it was like some moonshine. But that shit, that wasn't no joke either. You drank a little smidgen of that shit.
You gonna feel it all up in here.
You gonna feel it all in your spinal cord.
I don't want none. I just got to take a little bit of. Fuck that.
You be wanting a lot of woofer.
Woofer, you only got to take a little bit of, but you take a whole lot. Goddamn. Shit.
Dummy.
I wish we could have kept that part of the episode yesterday when that nigga was in there yelling at us.
Oh, yeah, that nigga.
Who'd have said, okay, you're being belligerent.
That nigga just was screaming. I'm like, man, calm down, G.
That nigga just went to yelling. He just not.
He probably was talking about flowers or some shit. That nigga just started screaming. What you angry for?
Man, come on, here we go. You're tuning in to the Dummies Podcast. I'm Stop.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Hootie, nigga.
And we back like we never left, because like we say every week, we never leave. It's episode 82, but I'm going to really say it's episode 82 and a half. We'll get to that in just a minute.
It's really episode 83. Fuck that. It's 83.
It's Sunday, May the 17th. We in this thing, man, recording. Like always, man, we're actually not like always, but we're still recording from remote locations, man. We're still respecting the corona. We want to give a big shout out to all our people on the front lines, man, who are still fighting this pandemic. We see that the numbers are going down, but still there are people on the front lines that every day, man, are putting in a lot of work to make sure that people are being healthy. So shouts out to all of the nurses and doctors that are doing that. Anybody affected by corona, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Anybody who has lost their life, our thoughts and prayers are with their family members, man, as we continue to, suffer through this pandemic. We here. We the Dummies got to record a show. We actually recorded this show yesterday, but thanks to old Todd, we have to record again. But where we at with a hoop?
Trying to think of some shit to talk about because Big Dumb goddamn ruined the Real Good podcast last night.
The people ain't never heard it before.
They ain't never heard it, so we gonna give it to y'all again, and we're gonna make it even better. Because that's just like anything else. When you talk about shit over and over and over, the more you talk about it, the better it gets. We used last night.
I agree, because then there's gonna be some points that you could have said yesterday. Mm-hmm. You get more details the next day. So I think
that's every conversation too. When you think about like when you fussing with your girl, and you be like, "Damn, I should have said this when we was fussing." Basically,
right? Hell yeah! Ooh, I would have got it in. I don't give a fuck what you think of when you fussing with them though. You can never get. It
don't matter.
Yeah, they're going. That's not true.
It would have made me feel good though. So, shit, if I'd have added that little extra tidbit in that, it made me feel better.
Because that's just more talking you got to do. Fuck that and that point.
Exactly. But yeah. But man, yeah, we've been good, man. We've been all right, same old. You know how the game go. But got new information this week. Like we said, the cities and states is opening back up, and Warren found out he's going to have a graduation. I want to say like June 2nd.
Shouts out to young Warren, man.
Congratulations.
Warren G.
Like June 1st, June 2nd, but then that still opens more questions. Is it, y'all think it's time for that just yet, or should we be holding off? Should we be packing 1,000 people in one place?
I can't see a graduation right now. That's crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine. I just think about my graduation. You know what I'm saying? It's 368 people graduated, but then you got, family and friends and stuff in there. We was in the big ass Mitchell Center. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even, and for people who don't know what the Mitchell Center is, that's South Alabama. That's in Mobile where the South Alabama Jaguars play. A huge facility, probably hold about 15,000, 16,000. And our graduation, that bitch was packed, like packed. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't imagine that many people being in one space coming off a pandemic. We just opened, Alabama just opened a little bit 3 weeks ago. And then I think they fully opened like a week ago. Mm-hmm. And then to imagine the graduation in 2 weeks.
So we're 100% everything right now?
Yeah, everything back. I mean, it's the discretion.
It's supposed to be social distancing.
Yeah, it's still supposed to be social distancing. It's supposed to be groups of 10 people or less. But I see some businesses still haven't opened up, or they're still doing curbside and stuff like that. But we're 100% open when it comes to businesses and stuff, if you want. Now, each individual business owner can do what they do. But again, back to your point, I don't know about graduation right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm standing. It is outdoors though, so they will have it at the football stadium outdoors. We'll see how that's gonna go. But even then, still, you might catch me standing on the outside the gate watching from a distance.
Yeah, all you gotta do is see him walk.
Yeah, and his last name will be, so it'll be early.
Yeah, they don't have to have all them speeches and little songs and all that dumb stuff. Mm-hmm. Just get up there, somebody say a short little thing and move it on, or do it in tears. That might be an option too.
Because who y'all said somebody did that?
Phoenix City did it.
Phoenix City.
They did 90 kids a day. For like 4 or 5 days.
That's more helpful.
Mm-hmm. In a football stadium. So you spread it. They spread it out, 90 kids. You imagine only 90 kids on the football field. That's plenty distance.
That's
and
plenty
it's not
distance.
Putting all of the families in harm either. So
yeah.
But man, I still just hate that, even if they do get to have it, because I remember that whole week was live for us. Because like Stock said, LaFleur either went before or after us. But as they was graduating, I think we was getting ready or something like that. Then your people be there, your friends, and that weekend was amazing.
Yeah, man.
After everybody graduated, that weekend was blown.
Yeah. That's a good point, Kanky, right? That's one thing that I do hate for Warren class. You know what I'm saying? Like, graduation, just the whole senior year, first of all, was just dope. But then even getting down to like the last
4-5
60
months.
days of school and shit.
Oh, that second semester, yeah.
From January
and then the way LaFleur had it was like sometimes seniors that we didn't even have school on Friday. So just imagine being a senior. You know what I'm saying? Like it was some weird time, man. Like it was just so much fun, man. They came in knowing that like this might be the last time I'm gonna see some of these people.
And it will be.
You might not never see none of them people again. You know what I'm saying? And
it's something that I hadn't seen since then, you know what I'm saying? Like that last week, like the Spirit Week and Senior Cut Day, Senior Cut Week and shit like that, man. That's the
have y'all bumped into people that like, especially now that we're older, that you hadn't seen in a long time, and then they see you and like that ain't how you remember them looking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
good and both crazy. Both good and bad.
And I be feeling bad because like I done seen a post from the LaFleur reunion one time, and it was like people was like, "Oh yeah, people was in that bitch acting funny, act like they couldn't speak and shit." And for me, like. I'ma speak to you if I rock with you. I know you, shit like that. But some people literally look different.
They literally look different, and a lot of times, I'm sorry, I might do have CTE because a lot of y'all I don't remember y'all names.
Right.
I don't remember full
And-
names, fool.
Man,
and I can't see. So
man, I'm so bad with names. Man, I told a girl one time, I said, listen, if we go somewhere and I introduce you, if I just say, hey, this is, and I introduce you first like that, I don't know their name. Let them, they gonna probably tell you their name.
I had that same conversation, but mine went a little different because she was like, "Why you don't introduce me?" I was like, "Most times it's because I don't be knowing.
I don't know their name. Like, that's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
and then you ever get too alone in the like whatever it is, and you just feel uncomfortable asking them what they name. Like you might speak
Hell
every day
yeah.
at work,
Mm-hmm.
or they talk about stuff, but
Hey,
like
man,
I
what's your
don't
name?
know what their name.
And
Yeah,
then even weirder when they be, hey, Chris, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Man,
I don't know your
have
name.
had-
Shit.
I have had coworkers that I've worked with in the same unit for 2 years, and I be like, what's their name?
No clue whatsoever. None.
Y'all
I
so
be
trash.
trying to think of something for them to email me.
No offense.
How your week was, CGR?
My bad, cuz.
man, good.
It's all I got
We
you.
need some. I think we need some more initials in this.
CGR?
No, for our other member. I think we should change his name to
Dodo
DDR.
Bird, goddamn.
DDR? What's DDR stand for?
DDB, Dodo Bird.
No, nigga, just don't do right. Like,
There you go.
There go the title. DDR, goddamn. Don't do right.
Fitting.
like it just don't matter. Like,
So can't get right and don't do right.
he just not.
He
man.
just don't, man.
And just don't give no fucks about it.
Yeah, we'll handle the bulk of that internally, but yeah, I got you.
Man, ran out of this bitch. He didn't say shit.
Bye, click.
Just like
Next week we'll be back like we never left, cause like we say every week we never left. Click. God damn, I couldn't even get to that.
nigga hung up like when you was when you 15, 16, you on the phone at 3, 4 in the morning, and you be like, all right, now my mama walk in the room, I'm just gonna hang up the phone.
Right.
That's what time.
I'll call you back.
Hung that bitch up and say a word.
Hey, I told y'all that nigga hang up. Like y'all ever had an argument? You know what I'm saying? With the girl, and you call her, just get your last little point across. You be like, yeah, and then I said this and that. But that's all I wanted to say. Cool. Cool.
Dummy.
Hang up, goddamn. Tug got the fuck out of here yesterday, didn't it?
I don't even think he gave the cool.
Hell no.
Even got
Ain't get no
business.
deuces or nothing.
Hell no, he got out of there.
30 seconds will cost us 2
But
more
shout,
hours.
but shout out to
Goddamn.
Don't Do Right, goddamn. You
Don't
didn't
do right.
You didn't do right.
DDR, don't do right, goddamn.
He ain't gonna like
But
that.
nah, man.
You know he ain't been like y'all niggas funny ass jokes lately. Y'all better
I
chill
don't give a fuck. He gonna have to take these jokes.
Yeah, shit. He should have been here
Mm.
with his little stale face ass. But our week was cool. When it celebrated the homie Kurt's birthday.
Shout out to Kurt. Happy birthday.
But that was about it. Same old, same old. What about you, Stock?
It was a cool week, man. Like I said, man, it's been hard for me adjusting to Alabama Open, I guess, because I'm still working from home. But for me, I'm still just doing the same shit every week. I've been tackling, we've been around here tackling a lot of home projects, getting things in order around here. That's really been it, man. The week still be flying by. I've been still enjoying, being on social distancing and being at home. Like, again, it's still cool for me. I enjoy relaxing. I enjoy like being able to get off work and then I'm already ready. I just change into my workout clothes. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens so fast. So I like it, man. It's more relaxing for me. So other than that, it's been a pretty good week, man.
Shit, that shit is comfortable going from a computer screen straight to a TV screen or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit super comfortable.
Man, when the last time y'all put on, well, not you can't get right, but when the last time you probably put on some clothes, Huda?
It's hard. I don't know. I put something on, and it wasn't necessarily clothes. I just put on jeans and a t-shirt last Sunday because Barron had shot Warren a little video downtown.
Okay.
But then outside of
Man.
that, fool, it's been this and pajama pants.
Hey, some shit that I don't know if I might change, but if you guys see me in public, man, I go out that bitch looking any kind of way.
It don't matter no more, fool.
Man, I don't, cause my hair I can't brush the motherfucker, comb it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't had no shave in who knows how long. Nigga, I go out that bitch, it'll be a t-shirt with like some shit on it and like some dust or something on it with some flip-flops, and I don't be can.
I got one outdoor outfit, and that's a jogging suit. I got this one Jordan jogging suit. Any store I'm going to that's getting put on. That and some gloves.
But I haven't ironed in so long. Like I might not have ironed in about 2 months.
Yeah. The only reason I said not you can't get right, because I've been noticing you've been easing on out back into the atmosphere, nigga.
Hey man, I think you just got to a little. But you got to be careful with it. But you got to a little.
That's what I was just telling who.
But outside still feels uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. It's like you got to do it slowly.
I was reading this article, man. I don't know where I got it from or what I said, and it was talking about when do pandemics end. And it was looking at a history of smallpox, yellow fever, all of this shit. And it said
that shit was like years.
Yeah, well, what it said, chickenpox, all that shit. It said pandemics never really end. Mm-hmm. It said what end up happening is society says they stop giving a fuck. Right. Not stop giving a fuck as in don't care, but they stop letting it control them or fear them. Mm-hmm. Meaning, man, fuck that. I am finna go do this, and if this happens, then this happens, or I got enough information now to know how to treat it or whatever. So they just kind of like stop being scared or stop being fearful of the unknown.
But it also said that it ends terribly. It does.
I didn't see that in the article that I read. But
the one that you gotta stop
watching the movies.
Edited my article, guys.
That's a CNN article. CNN put that article out there that said, yeah, people stop caring and they just get out there, but it does end terribly.
I can believe that too, because at some point, like if you do that, and it's some serious shit. Because again, all of these things are unknown. You don't know what you're dealing with. So you take your ass out there and then, whatever. But I slowly see people starting to, I still don't get like the Ross. People went to Ross, the Dress for Less store.
Yeah, just packed in.
Yeah, man. It was like 900 people in 3 lanes trying to check out.
That's illegal. I don't see how that's legal though.
It's not. It's not supposed to be.
Because they're supposed to have some kind of capacity rules.
But at the same time, I understand, like, this is the only time I sympathize with, I'm not going to say only time, but this is the only time I sometimes sympathize with law enforcement. Like, I'm going to be the asshole if I go in there. I'm going to be on somebody's camera. I'm going to be fucked up if I go in there and be like, hey, y'all get, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then what do you do? Who do
it's
you
like what we saw in New York.
And then you putting yourself in danger at the same time, too. So
yeah. That's true too.
Yeah, it's real tough. We was talking about graduation, man. Did y'all see the national graduation yesterday? Well, Obama and LeBron spoke. It was a lot of different entertainers. There was a lot of different things that went on with the national graduation that was covered by all the networks. I know CNN, MSNBC, and Fox all carried it. Did y'all see that?
I didn't see it at all. When was it?
Yesterday.
It was yesterday. But
it came on right as we was getting ready to start recording yesterday.
So I watched a little bit of it, but all I saw for real was just performances. I didn't get a chance to see any speeches, but because I'm
fired a lot of shots.
Oh yeah, he been firing them. He been letting them off lately.
Yeah,
hey,
it's a 22.
I guess he said enough is enough.
Nigga hit it with the.
Nah, he had a chopper. Nah, but yeah, it was. I think it was dope, man. It's just to me, it's indicative of the times that we're in. And to me, after every performance, you'll see all these people in there, and then they'll fade away, and they'll show you what really exists, and it'll be like a green screen. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, damn. Like to me, it showed a lot of different things. It showed you how much technology has evolved and how we're being resilient throughout these times. But then it also showed you the seriousness of we can't even have a graduation because look, we have to do this on green screen because this is the actual reality of what we're doing.
You saw the chick who's rapping. Is she from like Montgomery somewhere? Big dark skinned chick who Todd and
man, she's super dope. God damn, what's her name?
Is she from Montgomery? Or where's she?
Yeah, she from the Gump. I know you talking about.
Yeah,
she extra live. I cannot think of her name, man.
She was on hers. I did catch it. And she.
If Dez was ready to pop us up like he normally be, he'll put it in that little box down there.
Sheikah, something like that.
Sheikah, yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But
the rapper from Montgomery, she's extra live.
Mm-hmm. But that was my first time actually hearing her rap, and
she was on there.
Yeah.
On CNN? Mm-hmm. Oh man, shouts out to her for that. That's big love there.
Pretty
yeah.
Dope.
But yeah, I saw that. And it just made me, one of the things that they kept saying, and I saw even in Obama messaging, is if we're going to accomplish anything, if we're going to progress through this. It's no way to do it if we don't do it together. It's just no way. You're gonna need black. You're gonna need white. You're gonna need transgender. You're gonna need the LGBTQ community. You're gonna need Hispanics. You're gonna need, you're gonna need Republicans. You're gonna need Democrats. You're gonna need people from all different walks of life coming together to push this country through that. And I just feel like sometimes we do get lost. Not when I say we, I'm just saying people. We do get lost in everything that's going on because I want to talk to y'all about the different things that we're seeing that's happening to us. When I say us, I'm talking about black men right now. In general, we saw sheriff deputies went to the wrong guy's house in North Carolina. It was a mob of about 15 different white individuals went to a guy's house, basically demanding to be let in. They were looking for a 16-year-old white girl who they thought was allegedly in this house. Turns out to find out that they were at the wrong house. They demanded. The guy had just graduated high school. Shouts out to him. What was his name? Can't get right. The guy that
Some with a D.
graduated.
I think you were just saying the name. Some with a D.
Devontae, I think
They
it
had
was.
his name in the yard, like on the sign. You said,
Yeah, they had his name in the yard.
Yeah.
Basically, my man just graduated from high school. And he was in there chilling, minding his own business. 10 o'clock, he get a knock at the door, open the door. Jordan Keita was the guy who was at his door, basically demanding to be let into his home. He kept telling his name, who he was, and I'm not him, I'm not him. His mom jumped up. She tried to close the door. They still proceeded to try to get into the house. We saw there have been new developments in the store over in Georgia with the Ahumad Arbery case. We see that there's video been released where we see other different individuals going in and out the house with no problem. We've seen that text messages have been released that allege that that the police officers told the homeowner that if they have any kind of issues or any kind of situation to call the two men who have been arrested and being charged with killing Ahumad Arbery. We saw a black delivery driver this week who was in a company truck with the name and the logo on the side of the company truck. Had the company logos on his shirt in Oklahoma City. That he was stopped going into an affluent neighborhood in Oklahoma City, where they said that they demanded, they blocked him in and demanded, where were you coming from? Who are you delivering to? Who gave you the gate code? In which Travis Miller, the furniture delivery guy, said he wouldn't give them the information. He said it's none of your business. He was real resilient about not providing that information. We saw in Louisville, Kentucky, we saw where police kicked down a door 10 miles away from where they were supposed to be. They kicked in the door. They shot the man's girlfriend. I think her name was Tiana Taylor. And I'll come back, and if I'm wrong on that, I'll come back and correct that. Where her and her boyfriend was in the bed asleep. They hear somebody kick in the door. They hear shots being fired. The woman was struck, shot, and killed. The boyfriend shot back, thinking that it was a burglary. This whole time, he was charged with attempted murder and assault because he fired that shot. Neither one of them have ever had a criminal record, never have been convicted of any crimes, and they're charging him with that. I'm saying all that, we talking about being together, but yet we see all of these different stories where black men and black people are being isolated. Tiana Taylor, a black woman, lost her life in this incident. They're 10 miles away. Police in that case said that they knocked several times and announced themselves before coming in, only to find out that the judge signed a no-knock warrant. For those who don't know what that is, they don't have to knock. They can not come right in. What are y'all thoughts on all of this different shit we see? And I know I've been talking for a minute, but I want to spill all of that different information out because we're saying we need to do this shit together. Breonna Taylor, I'm sorry, that was her name. I do apologize. Thoughts and prayers are with her family. What are y'all thoughts in all of these different incidents as a whole?
Shit, I thought you was talking about that Mon Shumpert girlfriend. I was like, God damn. But the high school kid name was Damian Shepard in North Carolina.
Damian Shepard. That's
Damian
it.
Shepard. But I mean, I said it yesterday. Things just have to change. We can keep posting and doing stuff like that, but something has to be done different. Now, what that could be, I don't know. But it needs to be something done together. And the same way you said, this is how we get out of this pandemic. This is the same way we get out of this senseless murders and mistreatment of seem to be Black people.
No doubt.
And it's going to take everyone, Blacks, non-Blacks, to see this, because it's blatant injustice. And just because it doesn't happen to you, that doesn't mean anything. But I'm guilty of that too. If I see 5,000 people died on an earthquake in Indonesia, it don't really hit the same than 50 people dead in a tornado in Alabama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you just got to take your own self out of it. And just like, this is an injustice.
Right. Yeah. To me, it's crazy because it's two constants in all of this. The victims are always Black, and the people who are committing the crimes are always somehow white. So for me, I'm going to say the same thing I said prior. To me, it's just racist. It's racism. It's all about racism for me. And it's no other way I could spin it, because the person who's giving a positive message, yeah, we love it and we accept it, but he shouldn't be the person who has to give that message. It should be the president who's spewing all kind of other things, yet we need a president who's out of the office to come in and pick everything up. So
and stop playing devil's advocate in these situations. Like, but what about this? But what about no? He has the right to be jogging. No, that young man had the right to graduate high school and not have 15 people at his door, and he did nothing wrong.
That delivery driver,
that delivery driver had the right to be doing his job.
His job. And in that delivery driving case in Oklahoma City, look it up, please. Watch the video if you haven't seen it. It was the audacity that I saw, that like the boldness of how they stopped them, and how it's like, no, you need to give me this information. You need to tell me where you've been coming from. And if you work in places like where we work, where you have to protect PII and protect the information of your clients, like, what if I did tell you who got what and you went in there and did something? Who will be held accountable?
I get fired.
But it's not even my obligation for me to tell you that. But why makes you feel that you're so privileged that I need to even tell you that? Get the fuck out my way and let me go do my job. And then not only that, what even more like tripped me out with those people was they didn't even stop there. They called his job, because he was live streaming it on Facebook the whole time. They called his job not to offer an apology, but they called his job to demand that he take it down on Facebook.
Hell no.
The fuck? Like, you don't even have the decency to say, we apologize, we made a mistake. Hey, job, is there some kind of way y'all can facilitate a meeting with us face to face? Let us tell our position outside of it. It's just, y'all need to take that down. Man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't taking shit down.
Sue them all. Man. Sue the HOA, because he was the president or whoever the fuck he was. Sue them all. Get you some kind of property, some kind of something out of this deal. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit there, that's just stupid. That's just uncalled for. And to me, there'd have been a couple of speed bumps. I'd have ran over their ass with their truck, but then that's like us promoting violence, so we can't do that either, because then we're always the ones. We're going to be the ones to come on the short end of that stick. If we're in any of those instances, just like my man who shot back at the police for going into his house, he's the one suffering charges. So we can't tell these people to fight back or treat them like speed bumps, because then he's going to be the one to be charged with some shit.
Go ahead, Kangaroo. My bad.
I mean, it's gonna eventually cause violence. Like, niggas might start jogging with they pistol on them.
I seen somebody say that when I run, I jog with my pistol.
So, I mean, if you're gonna be hunted, like, these folks got in their truck, Billy Bob got on the back of it with shotguns. Like, no, you went hunting.
And it's hard.
You had every intention to use that.
Right. And
he's not running towards you. You took a vehicle. So that means he was a good bit away from you.
And the crazy thing about
that, you took a vehicle to go get him.
And the crazy thing about that is they had permission to do that. The police basically deputized them, which is illegal, deputized them and gave them the right to be able to handle issues within their neighborhood, which is crazy. Yeah. Imagine Calera police giving me the opportunity to be deputized.
They haven't 100% confirmed that, but that is the report.
That's the words on the streets.
Yeah, it's alleged at this point, but yes, that is crazy. and they've showed text message proof, but it hasn't been 100% authenticated.
And the signs of what has happened basically shows that it kind of leads that way, because this has been going on for months, and these guys haven't been arrested or anything. There's reason behind that.
And don't get me wrong, it's not gonna be long, but wasn't the father ex-cop?
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
So just think about it. If he thinks like that, that ain't just happened when he stopped being a cop. When he was a cop, he thought that fucked up way too. So ain't no telling who all.
Well, that was his kids, right? The two who got caught up was the ex-cop's kids.
No, it was the ex-cop and his kids.
Yeah, I thought it was the ex-cop and his
ex-cop
kids.
and his son.
Yeah,
I thought he was
ex-cop and his son.
Okay,
right.
Okay. I thought both of them was.
Just think about how. So he probably acted the same way when he was a cop.
Yeah,
so
man.
it's just a mentality thing.
It's just so unfortunate, man. We see this situation, and the sad thing that we always say here is us being black men. We've been talking about this on this podcast since Botham Jean and episode 21 or some shit like this. We're on episode 82 and we're still talking about similar things. We've talked about it with Trayvon. We talked about it with Eric Gardner. It's so hard to have optimism about these cases, because sometimes we see so many times how it don't never go in our favor. And you look at somebody like Ahumad Arbery who, entered a home, like what I'm gonna do in a constructed home. I'm walking. What the fuck? I'm gonna steal a 2x4 or some shit out of it. Like, he just wanted to look at the house. I can think of in my neighborhood. I have a developing community that is full of land that constantly are building new houses. I go in and out them houses all the time, and to just think that I could lose my life just because I wanted to admire what they were doing, or they put a new porch on here. Oh, look at this new light fixture. Like, to know that I could lose my life behind it because of what I look like. I look like I'm some kind of criminal.
And he did the exact same thing we do. He went in that bed, looked around, and got about it
for like a few seconds.
The thing is, touch nothing or nothing.
Mm-mm. And that's the same exact thing they show on video 2 little white kids was doing days before. So, or days after.
And kids are more likely to go in there. Any kids are more likely to go in there and mess up something, thinking it's fun. But my thing is, I don't understand that narrative, because so what? He left. He didn't take it.
You saw him with nothing. No refrigerator on his back. No AC unit on his back. No nothing. What he gonna take?
No wood. No, yeah. My man ain't even have sawdust. Mm-hmm. So goddamn, like, what crime? Yeah. Like, they just look like your color is a crime. And then, no, he must be up to something.
And then even going and we still talking about all these multiple cases, going back to Kenneth Walker in Louisville, when you and your girl end up laying down and you just hear somebody knocking the door, and he had a legal right to carry a firearm. He had a legal registered firearm. He said that they thought it was burglars. I'm defending my home. Mm-hmm. I'm shooting. I have no priors. They're 10 miles away from where they were supposed to be. Just imagine it. You going to work every day. You got a good job. You're married. You taking care of everything you need care. Somebody come in there and you try to defend yourself, and next thing you know, the lights come on. It's the police, and now you being charged with attempted murder and assault. Knowing, if you would have known that was the police, you probably would have never even done that.
Exactly. Right.
And
they was trespassing.
And they need some kind of new rules or some shit for that.
I know we got a lot of officers that listen to us, man. Like, tell us, maybe we're missing something, or maybe it's something. It gotta be a better way to apprehend a dangerous suspect. You can wait on the corner. They gotta eventually come out for something, or like, it gotta be a better way to do this, or
it seemed like that way is more riskier for them also, as we see in that case. Like, y'all think it's the safest way to just go bust up in there and start trying to apprehend somebody? Because honestly, if you bust up in my house, whether you're the police or not, probably gonna start shooting, because a burglar can easily bust in your house and announce themselves as the police.
Your job as a man. Think about it. That black man was doing what they tell us our job is to do as a man, and that's protect your home. Protect the lives of people in your home. That man, not only did he, you can only imagine how he be feeling. My girl just got killed. I tried to protect now I'm in trouble for protecting what's like, man, we get fucked up so much, man. We get hit from all different kind of angles, and I don't know, man. It's just
And
crazy.
then, and to tell you the truth, it ain't like they could have came in there, knew it, and saw it was a mistake, but the sudden movement, oh, he was reaching for his gun and been shot.
I mean, all in all, man, it just, going back to the initial point, man. It just sometimes it's just hard, man, being scared just for how you look. Knowing that people scared of you just because of how you look. You know what I'm saying? You can be as nice as you want. We catch ourselves in places where we have to be overly nice, hello, to make other people feel comfortable because of our presence. And I think sometimes, people take that for granted, man. And when I say take it for granted, like other people don't realize how we feel and how we see the world sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, y'all all have been walking and somebody done grabbed their purse a little tighter. We've talked about this on this pod before.
Lock the car door or some shit.
Yeah, they keep looking over their shoulder because they scared at how you look. And sometimes, man, that's kind of like a weird feeling. You know what I'm saying? To know that somebody's intimidated by you. You know what I'm saying? Just because
for no reason.
Yeah. I remember in college, some of the white kids were like, I know you could kick my ass. Why? Like, why you think that? It's true, but why you think that?
Right. There's only one reason. I mean, they had multiple reasons. You're a big, muscular guy, maybe. And the black in there, that make you a big black muscular guy.
Right. Yeah, you got the whole. That's gonna be the title of the new.
I do want to look. I know we wrapping this up, and I don't want to stay here long because we need to get away from this dark shit. But do y'all always think? And I'm literally asking. I don't have an answer to this, so don't kill me. But do y'all think sometimes that it's racism, or do you think it's more sometimes of a stereotype or pre-bias, or just like what we just said? Do you think that all of those people are just down outright racist, or do you think that it's just come from stereotypes?
I think it's combinations
or prejudice.
It's combinations, in my opinion. I think it's combinations. Some of them is just pure racist. Like, that some of them will just go at a black person and fear that they're doing worse simply because they're black. This black person could be doing the same thing as this white person, but because this black person he's doing it wrong, or he's wrong in doing it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think it's prejudice? Like, I see the white person come out the house, they just looking at it. Or I see the black person, that's the criminal.
But is that racist too, though? I mean, to me, those in that aspect, that's kind of hand in hand. Yeah, it's kind of hand in hand.
But I mean, I think it's different in every situation because I was jogging in South for black kids. Walking. I'm like, what the hell they doing over here? Because I stay somewhere where kids really don't be for real, just walking in groups. Like, fuck y'all doing over here? Mm-hmm. And I looked, I made sure, I walk on the same way. Like, they're gonna get hit with these canned vegetables.
Canned. I had an old lady sack, didn't
it? I was gonna get two of them. But
the handbag.
It's just survival. Like, you looked and made sure, but I wasn't gonna call the police on them niggas. I be like, I did the little they right. They ain't none of them look aggressive.
I think we all do that too, though. Like, but that's kind of like if we're in a area or in a situation where you think that might happen. Like, of course, if we're in the hood midnight and we see some niggas out there, we gonna be nervous too. But if we're watching a kid go into a vacant a new construction house and leaves and he's just jogging, we're not gonna fear that at all.
Yeah. And I went there call the police, be like, oh, it's 4 kids over here. I don't know what they're up to. Them niggas was looking in the little art the window gallery thing over there. Yeah. They were just probably bored, just trying to find something to do.
Yeah.
But you could be aware and you could be fearful.
And I was just curious,
and also we I don't know if we put this out here enough, but we do. White people, we love y'all. We just want y'all to know that we love y'all.
That.
We love y'all.
But y'all have some cool stuff.
We love y'all. No. I fuck with everybody. Like, I just think about my neighbors, man. Like, I love my neighbors, dog. Like when I be telling y'all about Billy and them, Billy, man, Billy don't even blink twice about helping me with stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Drew. Drew popped me. He still texting me. We pop we share political stories and stuff like that. Going back to all my friends in Wisconsin, I've had a lot of good interactions with with people. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm not gonna even sit there and make it like it's just that. I just like what Huda said. It's just overwhelming. You do see that it's a black kid and a white person perpetrating these crimes on us,
Mhm.
and that's
I mean,
all I want to say.
It's very rarely the other way. Very
Right.
rare.
let me clear that up. I said that because of all the negative stuff that you always see is white, but y'all see the places, the bars I used to go to and stuff like that. It was I might have been on a black person in there.
You said it
And
right the
was
first
very
time.
comfortable. Shut the fuck up.
Right. Let me clear it up because y'all said it good. Well, nah, man, let's get out of here, man. Did y'all see that they talking about doing a reboot of the movie Scarface? It says that the Scarface reboot will be directed by Luca Guadagnino. I'm sorry if I missed
I tried to look him up, fool. I couldn't find no work that he's done. I saw some shows and movies, but it's none that I've heard of.
Well, it said that he was the named director, is being attached to the development of the project with Universal. Now, that may not come to fruition.
Well,
he
he
may
is.
not end up being it, but
he's it. I'm just saying it's a weird. In my opinion, it's a weird pick because I couldn't find anything else good that he did. But,
well, if you think about Scarface, would you probably want Scarface to be directed by a seasoned director?
Kind of like somebody who has a background. It's Scorsese, like who has a background in those type of movies, maybe. But it doesn't have to be.
Who directed the first two Scarface?
I don't know.
Right.
Pretty sure they're not the same person.
Yeah, it's like a 60-year difference. So
I got it. That's my point. My whole point is you don't know who directed it.
But let's look up who directed.
Yeah, look him up. That's what I'm saying. Like who knows who directed that shit?
But I mean, why are you looking that up? Like the director really doesn't matter because
right.
I just could be just as dope as a.
And the only reason I'm saying that is because just looking at other entities or other music, entertainment, sometimes it's better by a raw person who hasn't been doing all these big productions and shit. Because to me, Scarface needs to be raw.
Well, okay, so the guy who wrote Scarface is pretty good. He did Scarface, he did The Untouchables, he did Mission Impossibles, Carlito's Way, Femme Fatale. So he does
wrote it, directed.
Well, director. Brian De Palma. So he does have.
I thought it was a Palmer. I was gonna say Dave.
But look, I just want to drop everything that you said was after Scarface. Like the good shit. Like,
well, I don't know if but it's different because I don't think that Scarface had the big impression that this Scarface has to have.
Right.
Like the last Scarface I guess
what I'm saying, my point was just that Scarface was what, in the 70s or 80s or whatever when it came out, the second, because we found out that it was another one back in the 30s or whatever. But what I'm saying is, all the other, when you say Missions Impossibles and Untouchables and all that, that was way after Scarface. So I'm saying that this guy, you said he doesn't have a record, so who knows what he'll create after this? You know what I'm saying? He might go on to have a lucrative career.
I agree, but then I still don't. I think that's different for the simple fact that Scarface wasn't supposed to be as big as this one has to be. Like you're remaking Scarface. This Scarface has to be huge.
I agree.
That last one could have been a throwaway. We don't know, and it just panned out well.
I agree with that.
I mean, I said it better yesterday, but we
don't know what yesterday is.
But
just say it. Shit, nobody knows what yesterday is. But
like Scarface, yeah, you can't redo Scarface. Like I said, it's a timepiece.
I disagree with
the era.
I disagree with that.
The 70s. It's the Miami. Yeah, you can't. What is it going to be set in the 70s? You just going to redo the movie, or is it going to be modern?
You know what we should do? We should go look at that 1930-something Scarface and see what it looked like, and see what the whole background of the intentions was.
When you said that there was an older Scarface, that did make me want to go look at it.
I want to look at it and see what it entails and what it's about, because it might be good. It might have the same type of theme, just in a different.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. If that shit, I know it's
probably ain't got no words.
When that shit come on in black and white, I'm gonna be like, man, it's gonna be real hard to watch that shit.
Probably like them old ass movies where they don't say a word. Them niggas, how you have a movie with no words?
No.
Just move, goddamn.
A film.
The entertainment level was very low back there. They still had TV on the radio.
Well, like honestly, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but in college, I took a class and it was a history of movies, and we would just watch old ass movies. Did you take that class, Stop?
Yeah.
Marcus. What was in it? Coca. In Coca class.
Coca.
He used to stay fucking with Mark. But we would watch old ass movies. And some of those movies was actually interesting. Like you can tell it was dated and old, but just the concepts and the acting of it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. But I mean, I just do a modern dope movie. Like, they still selling dope.
What's modern nowadays though? Because all movies are technically old.
What maybe modern is the modern. They also, as a reboot, they talking about doing New Jack City. New Jack City is a classic, you know what I'm saying, that we grew up on with Nino Brown. Wesley Snipes played Nino Brown, that was set in New York. Would y'all be interested in seeing New Jack City?
Nope.
I'm interested. Honestly, fool, I'm just honest. I'm interested in seeing anything because you find out nowadays everything's just a recreation of something else. So if you can make it and you can make it good, cool. But if it's terrible, we're going to let you know. But if you're going to remake those classics, hopefully, and make sure that they're good. Speaking of that, and speaking of Wesley Snipes, I think he still can be in New Jack City. Because of course we know he went through his little situation. He was the snitch. Maybe he can re-enter that somehow. But then also, Coming to America 2 comes out. It has a drop date in July. I think it's July or August. It has a drop date, either July or August 20th. It has a drop date, and Wesley Snipes is actually in it. I saw him on the cover.
And you know something, like Coming to America to this day is still my personal favorite movie, my number one favorite movie. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna have real high expectations for this shit.
I got a crazy personal favorite, and y'all gonna think it's crazy, and it's actually Avatar. And I brought that up because they actually have a
August 7th for Coming to America.
Okay. But Avatar they started shooting for part 2, so Avatar part 2 is about to come out. I think Avatar's a dope ass movie.
It was dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But
it was dope. But do you like if it come on? Will you just watch it?
I watch it any and every time it comes on. I even go watch it.
That's how you know it's your favorite. Okay.
Yeah, because I hadn't watched it in a while, but it was definitely dope. Mm-hmm. Coming to America, some shit I can watch every time. So I feel you on your personal favorite. What's your personal favorite, Kanky, right? Your number one. Don't give us 16. You know how that nigga do.
Man.
Depending on how I feel.
Somebody asked me that, but like I think I had to say like
just pick
it might be paid in full. For real.
Paid in full.
It might be a 500 Days of Summer.
Never watched that. What's that about?
I never seen 500 Days of Summer.
Oh yeah, it's a dope movie. Check it out. Y'all ain't got shit else to do.
What's that about?
Days or something.
Let me think about it.
I think it's on Netflix.
Okay. And Avatar 2 is coming out December 17th, 2021.
Who? 2021. Okay, I got time.
They gonna push that. I think they push that back if we anywhere close to where we at now, because that's gonna break all type of records.
Yeah. Did y'all see that in music? Swiss Beats basically believes that rappers should pay taxes to hip hop founders.
Shut up.
He made Swiss Beats, the big producer, said that he believes that hip hop artists should pay pioneers who've paved the way for the culture. He said that on Tuesday, May the 12th, during an Instagram live conversation with Joe Budden. Actually, he was just saying he want to raise millions of dollars for each of the icons who started hip hop. People like Kool Herc, African Bambaataa, people like that who kind of were on the forefront to raise money for them and basically pay a tax to them. I just was curious of y'all thoughts, what y'all think, and if y'all saw it, what y'all think about what he was saying.
The wording of it is stupid, I think. The idea of it is good. Because that's basically a retirement plan, which everyone does, which me and you do, which football players do, which everyone does. Basically, we're paying our taxes so the older generation can receive Social Security benefits. So if he has it and means it in that aspect, cool. But if you're saying I just need to pay some money into the system just so that those guys can get paid, no, I don't think that it goes that way. But if this is a system you're putting in place for every legend and every artist going forward to receive off of going forward, cool.
Yeah,
I mean, if Swiss want to raise some money for them guys, then bet. But you know, like our generation, probably favorite rappers, probably took for them or was not so far removed from them. But when you go ask like a little baby, like his idol probably was Future growing up or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like they so far removed. Mm-hmm. But the ask him for some money, like who the fuck is that? I never heard that nigga before in my life.
And I like who said, the wording of it is really crazy how they worded it. Pimp C. Shouts out to Pimp C, man. Long live Pimp C, man. Had a lot of ideas about some of this shit before he even passed. He was basically saying that the rap game needed to unionize.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily say paying founders, simply because that would get crazy. Who was the founder?
And they're the only ones
you got
gonna get
different
paid.
people claiming that the West Coast started. We always give it to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are these founders?
And even if you,
I know who they are. I'm saying generally speaking.
if you leave it at founders, it never moves forward.
Right. So, but my thing is, as far as what Pimp C saying and what he was working on or wanted to do was unionize to make sure that these music execs and label heads can't just get over on these rappers. I'm all for that. Having some kind of protections in place to make sure that these people are being treated fairly, because in a lot of industries, they have unions that protect workers' rights and protect them. I'm all for stuff like that. But as far as telling a young rapper who just dropped, he's 17 years old, hey man, you need to kick some money up to Cool G Hurt. Shouts out to those boys who paved the way to make this come about. But like, King Right was saying, they might have looked up to Future or Wayne, or you know what I'm saying? So like, it's just really, I think it'll get complicated trying to do that part. But I definitely would love to see the rap game unionized to make sure that everybody's getting treated fairly.
Yeah.
And shit, if you hating on me, I ain't giving your ass a dime. Not saying it's Cool Hurt, but sometimes the older rappers do hate how much the younger rappers, how much money they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I do believe in more of a union-based thing. Like, they should have insurance and maybe even as far as a pension, depending on what you've done.
Do y'all think that that's a natural thing for like the older people sometimes to be, I don't really want to say hate. Well, yeah, just sometimes hating on younger people because they have it easier.
I don't think so. I look at it from your standpoint in the career that you had or what you did in football. Those younger, like your senior year, that freshman linebacker, did you skew him to the side, or did you help the nigga out and try to teach him the ropes?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's all based off the
definitely. My history has been in helping, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, I ain't gonna lie, I be hating on these little niggas in high school sometimes. Them niggas got 17 uniforms and be live. Like, damn, I wish we had that shit.
Nigga, I was
two little dust ass uniforms.
I was hating on Logan yesterday. I was like, she got this live ass camera. We had the
right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I be kind of borderline hating goddamn shit.
But I would say hate. I would say I would rather have those things that they had when I was younger. But I ain't gonna necessarily say hate on it.
I beg to differ. I'm glad we went through high school with no social media. I think they have it a little harder on that aspect with the social media.
What you mean?
Everything is out there for forever.
Yeah.
When you can just make mistakes and, like only your school, like say you got beat up. Only your school do about it for a couple of days. Mm-hmm. But I think that shit don't own the internet for forever.
Yeah, nigga rewinding your fight.
Yeah.
Like
watching in slow motion.
like yesterday, I saw this little meme of one of the little kids, a little white kid. The meme they use, he's sitting on a sofa sipping tea. He's grown up now, and they basically follow his life from way back then up until now. Like, that shit follows you forever, fool.
Yeah.
And the entire world, entire country know him simply based off of me.
I think it's always going to be something different, though. Because, like, you hear your parents say, like, oh, I think it was better when we used to got to do,
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably true for them. I think we had a nice little golden age, but we would think that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was our age.
And they're gonna think it too.
Yeah, and so, like, when Logan and Jordan them get to our age or older, they gonna probably say, man, we had it better when we used to have phones. Now they got some shit that follow them every day of the week. You know what I'm saying? So,
nigga, Logan digital camera gonna be a phone and all. Watch.
That shit crazy, bro. We had that little stupid ass plastic camera. You had the little goofy, little dumb looking ass in that bitch.
Space.
Same 12 pictures every night. Now they can shoot what
you had the little shit with you had to crank it and then hit the button.
You had to act like it was a new picture every time, and it was the same, like you said, them same 12 pictures, but
the same 12 pictures.
But like you said, Logan took 1,000 pictures with that bitch.
Logan took 160 something pictures, and she got 1080p on it. It's a whole digital camera that she can hold and shoot pictures and shoot video.
Hey, but it taught you how to be right though, because you only had one chance at it, and it was gonna take a couple of days to get that picture back.
But that was a terrible thing though, cause like them cameras they gave us in Hawaii, nigga, I thought I would take some live ass pictures. Them hoes so
Hey, you
trash.
thought you was live?
Them hoes super trash.
Wind that
real.
bitch up.
My-
But it let you know how many you had. Yeah, 24 more left.
Mhm.
Nah, but
Trash pictures.
yeah, I was just curious what y'all thought about that. We saw also in music, man, Boosie this week.
Bumsy.
Boosie got in a little hot water, man, with his comments this week where he was talking about that getting his sons and his nephews dick sucked. I was just curious what y'all thought about it. He said that his little nephews and his son at 12 and 13 that they went around getting their dick sucked. I was just curious. We saw so much fallback on social media. We saw a lot of people defending what it was that Boosie said. We saw a lot of people trying to take up for it. We saw a lot of people killing it. I was just curious, what's y'all positioning on what y'all saw from Boosie this week?
Y'all niggas who defending Boosie, I'm watching y'all. Y'all a little suspect to me, man. Like, and I have a son in the house, man. You know what I'm saying? And when he was 12 years old, I was never occurred in my mind, even now, you know what I'm saying? But never in my mind did it occur to let me go get his dick sucked. That's gonna make him more of a man or more of a boy. When I look at it, and I said that, when I look at it, I feel like that's probably gonna fuck that kid up forever. He's gonna probably think all he has to do is he's gonna be fucking older women and he's gonna have to pay him. Because that's where his mind frame is at that point when you put him in those type of situations. Man, you supposed to be his pops, you supposed to be looking out for him, making sure he's doing things right. That right there, that ain't it, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, nah, that's just some weirdo shit. And I don't understand where that shit came from, why he went like that. Maybe he can say, well, that's how we did it or whatever, but that's just like we say, shit evolves, gets better, and when you know better, you do better. That's just some weirdo shit. I think like he do a lot of shit for attention. And like who'd have said that's fucking up a kid? Like, how you go from 30-year-old dick sucker and she a professional today of just people your age.
And not only that, how would you feel as a parent if you did that for a 12 or 13-year-old and you exposed them to some type of STD? You fucking trash. Like to me, there's so many lessons that we give our kids because as parents, you try to, if you're, a good parent, you try to teach your kid things that you feel like they need to know to be prepared for one day being in the real world, whether it's manners, yes ma'am, no ma'am, whether it's thank you, you welcome, all of that different stuff. And all of those teachings, you don't always give them the real scenario because I seen a rash of people saying that, I'd rather be teaching my son about sex directly than the streets teaching them. But to me, I can teach my kid about safe sex. I can teach my kid about STDs. Mm-hmm. I can teach my kid all of that without having to go and actually let them do. I got a 13-year-old daughter. What the fuck I look like saying, hey, let me get this big grown ass man to show you how to do it. Like, that's some silly ass shit. But we'll get that past. When we say it as a little girl, we get instantly upset. And we should. We should also get equally upset when it's a little boy. That shit is the exact same thing. I don't give a fuck if I got a 12, 13-year-old son. I am not showing him that shit. You need to go figure that shit out on your own.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
I'm going to give you all the information you need to be as safe as possible when you go do it.
And I look at it like this, fool. Like, even to this day, nigga, my pop still ain't never tried to give me no ass. Like, he's giving me the game and, you know what I'm saying, inform me. But as far as just trying to get you some ass, like, they ain't for your pops.
Right. Cut them out. That ain't. But see, like, this why I never understood the whole buying it, even for yourself. Like, you take a lot of the fun out of it. Mm-hmm. You take a lot of the, like, no, nigga, I did this. No, you know what I'm saying? That's me right there. I did that. Mm-hmm. So you denying them of that. Everybody remember the first time, especially, you know what I'm saying, getting your dicks up. So that took a minute. So you remember the first time you talked somebody into doing that, and that shit was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Y'all remember the first time having like the talk from your parents and how that shit went? Because if we're talking about Boosie and the way he tried to do it, do y'all remember when it was first pushed on you or talked to you from your parent?
Mine was too young, so it wasn't traumatizing. I think it was right after Magic Johnson came out. You know, we old. So I think I was in like second, third grade. My mom was like, hey, This is AIDS. This is, this is what you should do. Hey, I told Keisha, get the fuck away from me. We ain't napping together today. Get your ass home.
My shit, I think we talked about this before, but I never had to talk, fool. Like, I ain't, like, mom's, pops never had to talk. As I got older, maybe 17-ish, I was deep in the game already. Pops was like, you better use condoms. That was my talk for real.
That's how my mama was. She was like, when we moved from Wisconsin back down to Alabama, she was like, the girls here fast and they nasty. She said, make sure you put on a condom. And she gave me a thing of condoms in like the 8th grade, going into the 8th grade. She gave me a thing of condoms and was like, make sure you wear that and put that on. Now, she didn't say, hey, go do this. She didn't say, hey, if you're going to do it, go use the back room over there. Hey, I got this little girl from the neighborhood to help you do it. Mm-hmm. She simply said that if you go do this, protect yourself. And this is what you need to do to wear it. And this is why you wear it. And that was it.
Food, the crazy shit. Grace was, I remember Grace had to talk with Warren. And she had my man in that bed putting condoms on bananas to practice.
On a banana?
She had my boy in there practicing. I think he was in like the 8th grade, maybe. 8th, 9th grade, something like that. But see, I mean, if you're going to show him, show him that way, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
get him a girl.
So me, this is how I feel about parenting, right? People ask me about like stuff like Jordan. I'm not finna be that parent I'm not finna shoot the cags up on Jordan. I'm not gonna fight her or any of that shit for things that I know should be natural for kids to do. You're naturally going to be attracted to someone else. You're naturally going to want to experience sex. You're naturally going to do. I know this. I hope and pray that it comes later, but I'm not naive to know that I shouldn't be getting ready to teach her this, which we've already had the talk a couple of times, but I'm also going to go even deeper into the talk now that she's going into the 8th grade because it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I just hope that we can only hope that we prepare our kids the best way we can possibly prepare them for that time that it do happen. And that's not going to be me actually doing the act. And that's where I think he fucked up at. And I think that's where it get a little crazy.
That's where he fucked up at. And then coming on the internet bragging about it is even more fucked up.
That fucking internet.
Right.
It's even more.
Like we said, we mentioned that with T.I., man. I don't think that the internet is something where I don't think that Boosie is a part of the internet that actually does this for attention. But I do think that Boosie has realized that getting attention brings you money and da-da-da. And I think that sometimes they forget that this internet goes out to millions and millions of people. And in the blink of an eye, everything is going to be chastised instantly. And I think they get too comfortable sometimes in what it is that they're doing. And I think he went too far. And it hurts sometimes when you see like the OGs who you think that are past that point, or who gatekeepers or people who you think have like not the young kids, like who just doing shit for the fucking attention. You would think that Boosie exempt from this, but clearly he's not.
No, he.
I mean, it kind of fucks up because Boosie is a big part of shit, especially man, stock childhood, like high school, college. Yeah, but it was never cool for a real nigga to like admit a crime. Because this is exactly what he did.
And it was never cool for the nigga to get on the internet and pop all your shit. Right. Like it was just certain shit they wasn't gonna get on the internet and say because they just knew better. Mm-hmm. And like, I thought Boosie was one of those.
Like you don't even say that in front of mixed company. Like you just don't talk like that.
I didn't think he was one of those for the simple fact that he's been doing it for a while now. Like it's not like he just started. Like Boosie been going maniac mode on the internet, man. And you could just you saw that he was doing too much. It was numerous times we were like,
yeah, it was, but not this.
Yeah, not this, but
yeah. Okay,
you can see that he was just putting too much information out there.
You felt like it was coming.
Yeah, I felt like it was coming. Like you said, like real niggas, you don't see real niggas getting on there talk. Like you rarely see a Jeezy get on there and talk about anything for real.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I hate that it's Boosie, because I thought you was over there with the Boosies and the Guiders and the Plows and the like. You know, them niggas that just I ain't finna get on there and say all that shit.
Jeezy gonna go in there and talk about, I used to maybe sell drugs, but no, let me tell you about this new business venture I got. Let me tell you about this new phone I got.
Let me tell you about my fiance that I'm in love with.
Yeah.
You know, shit.
That nigga ain't gonna say he just bought a key last week. No.
I don't know, man. That shit, all in all, man. Stop going on the internet with all that shit.
I never thought I would say this, but you're fucking weird.
with
That's
that
another. That's
one.
another fight for you. Can't get hurt.
Oh, I'll fuck Boosie up.
You think there's gonna be
You think he gonna fight?
out of there?
You better bring that shotgun with you.
Hey, hey, look, we're gonna be sad, and then we're gonna go to the pool party after, like I told DJ. But now, Boosie also, speaking of internet, we saw Boosie and Webby kind of going back and forth, and we know how we feel about Boosie and Webby. Again, we grew up on that music, and when we say OGs and shit, like nigga, they're our age. But when we say we grew up with them, I was in the 7th, 8th grade listening to Boosie rap to the nation. God damn it! So that's what I mean. Grew up with him. But we saw that him and Webby got into it. Basically, Webby responded to a comment on YFN Lucha page where he was saying how YFN Lucha posted a picture of him and Boosie basically saying they did anything for the boss. Webby responded, I'm paraphrasing, responded basically saying how, yeah, but they forget about you once you get on or something like that, or once they got out. Well, Boosie basically responded like, hold on, let me clear this shit up first and foremost. He basically said that only Plows, Jeezy, Yo Got It, and it's a fourth one that I keep forgetting. My apologies for that. They were the only ones that looked out for him and his family. He said his family, they made sure that his mom had some. Said that Webby was screaming at Free Boosie, but never actually, took care of his mama, made sure his mama bills were straight or things like that. And he basically said even when he got out, he put Webby on tours. He said that he gave Webby money. He signed up features for Webby to do what Webby was drunk or high and fucked those up and almost fucked up the tour, missing show dates and shit. What more do you want me to do? I just was curious what y'all thought about that. Y'all see some long-term friends now kind of beefing over the internet again.
The internet has been niggas' demise, man. That's hard to see, man. Hard to look at, man. You and your homeboy who's been rocking since forever is now beefing over the internet. When that's just an easy phone call. That's a super easy phone call. And that's just one of those things I don't think you should ever do on the internet. Me personally. Beefing, whether it's your enemy, whether it's your homeboy, whether it's whoever, just putting your beef out there on the internet. It's crazy because if something happens to either one of you, hey, the law has the internet to reference for you being stupid enough to put that out there.
Right.
But then another thing with Webby, man, Webby gone, man. Webby gone. I can see Boosie's side on this and see what Boosie's saying on this. As far as him not really being there and helping, because I never would have looked at Webby to be the one to help Boosie anyway. Because once Boosie went to jail, Webby really wasn't doing anything. He wasn't out there anymore. He wasn't rapping for real anymore. He wasn't putting any projects out there. So I kind of didn't expect him to be able to help. But just seeing Webby like that on the internet, that's just crazy. And somebody need to give my man some help.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to side with Boosie on this one. I wish he wouldn't have responded, but
right.
My thing is after, like, say Boosie never did another thing for Webby after he went to jail. He did everything. He, as a homeboy, you had, like, he put him on this platform where, nigga, you go get as much money as you want for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't have to keep spoon feeding him. And Webby, I guess, just felt like he had to keep getting, like, it's never enough. Oh, you supposed to do this. No other man is supposed to do anything for you. If they do it off the strength, cool. But, like, once he put him after Savage Life or whatever, you know what I'm saying, his first 2 albums or whatever, I shouldn't have to keep spoon feeding you. I shouldn't have, like, here, Webby, here go 1,500. Here, Webby, here go a tour. Here, Webby. No, nigga, stand on your own at some point.
And he said he still did that too. Even once he got out of jail, he still tried to do that.
But do you think that, like, for Boosie, I know you said you wish you wouldn't have responded. Do you feel like sometimes that, like, if Webby posted that on the internet, do you feel like Boosie kind of had an obligation to respond? Because sometimes when you put shit on the internet and you let that be the narrative, meaning you let Webby say what he's saying, you don't respond to it, the internet has a tendency to take that and run with it as the truth. And without offering an alternate opinion to it, do you think that it was it forced Boosie's hand to kind of have to respond to that?
I mean, no, because just because somebody else fake or not 100 don't mean you got to change your values. But
I disagree. I disagree because I think that Boosie has made it on the internet to where the point is, if some beef happens on the internet, he has to respond. For the simple fact that he's been indulging so much into the internet. And when you put all your life out there on the internet, then, yeah, nigga, if you don't say nothing about this on the internet, you did it.
Nigga might stop coming to your show saying like, man, fuck Boosie ain't real. He let Webby punk him.
Okay, so he could have did it. He could have said, "It's no way. That ain't even close to the truth," and left it at that.
That's basically what he said.
No,
he gave some details, but that's basically what he said. And I think that he bought it on himself, because if somebody says something about a Jay-Z, does he have to come on the internet and say something? No, because that's not where he lives his life. But
I know who the other, and not to cut out, the other name was Walker, and that caught me off guard. Walker was the other nigga who he said took care of his, sent some money to his mama.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm big on like, if I do something for you, like, it's because I wanted to. It ain't for no recognition. And Boosie kind of gave like the recognition of everything he done did for him, which kind of, I don't know.
But
minimizes a little bit.
To Hootie point, I think Webby, it's something not right up there. And I was talking to somebody.
You think? Shit, that's a fact.
Well, when I say think, that's speaking terms. Like, if you're gonna take me literal, like, we know something's not really right up there. And I was having a conversation with somebody on the internet who was saying how, like, sometimes it's crazy how in our community we'll watch people who we feel like is crashing out, and we'll just be like, man, I ain't fucking with bruh. Or we'll step away from bro, and we'll watch the train wreck happen without actually jumping in and kind of trying to save them. But one of the things that go ahead, who?
That's another one of those things that, because of our background and where we come from, it's a result of that. Goes back to like when you was a kid, and we talked about this numerous times. When you was a kid and you'll fall on and get hurt, your mom tell you, "Nigga, be a man, get up." You know what I'm saying? You'll be all right. Same thing with somebody who's acting like Webby. You're not gonna get him the right amount of health. You're gonna go to him and be like, man, act right. You're gonna be all right. Stop tripping.
Just like I saw this meme. It was it was pointed where they were saying how when black men try to be vulnerable, we laugh and we turn it into memes or jokes, because they was talking about when Tyrese was falsely accused of doing what he did to his with his kids and stuff. He went on there, what more do you want from me, and crying and all that. We turned around, and the same black folks who could support him laughed and turned them into memes and shit. And so now you turn around and you want these same black men to be vulnerable and open to you after you mock them and laugh at them.
Tyrese shouldn't have been on the internet.
Stop. It's an echo, Des.
Are we muted?
Yeah, you good now. Okay.
All right. So, Tyrese shouldn't have been on the internet like that. Like, if I see one of my homeboys on the internet crying, I'm gonna laugh at your ass too.
But if
what the fuck is this? But if you call me, then I'm gonna try to do everything I can.
You remember in Tyrese's situation? If you remember Tyrese's situation, Tyrese was being crucified in the internet. I felt like Tyrese had to come out and defend himself.
Yeah, once you put your shit out there on the internet, and whether they crucify you or big you up, since you have such a big presence on the internet, I think you have to respond on the internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you never go that route, then I don't think you have to.
I think it's certain stuff I agree that you don't need to respond on the internet with, especially if you initiating and things like that. But I also feel like it's some shit that you can't let that shit be out there. Your PR people, whoever you got, is gonna tell you need to put out a statement. You can't let that shit just sit out there without you offering a alternative to what's being said.
Mm-hmm. So how do you help Webby? Do you think there's a way to help Webby, and the best course of action? Because a lot of times, we don't be knowing who to turn to in order to help them out when they're in those type of situations.
I mean, I just think get him, if it is a substance abuse issue, get him in the best place. Boosie has money; he can help in that way. Or if it's just mental, just get him somebody to talk to.
And then another thing, we don't know how far Boosie have tried to help Webby.
Right, we don't know that.
Yeah, he might have, because sometimes you can try to help. A nigga refuse your help, and then it's only so much you can do because you still got kids and family members to look after too.
So that opens up another question. Can you really help a nigga? Or does Webby just have to say, I need to get some help? Ultimately,
you can only help somebody that
you can help to a certain
extent.
extent. Yeah, I agree, Kangi, right? You can help.
If they don't want to be helped, there's nothing you can do.
I think that you have an obligation. If it's a close friend, if something wrong with y'all, I feel like I have an obligation to try to help. And after that, a first couple of times, if y'all not receiving it, then I do have to let y'all go do what y'all want to do. But I at least need to try.
So what we need to
That's
do?
how I feel.
So what we need to do to help DDG?
DDR.
DDR, my bad. DDR.
We tried to help.
We tried to help. You just got to talk. You just got to try to talk to them. Try to make it as convenient and safe place as possible.
Hey, I want to ask. I want to ask y'all a random question. If y'all arguing with a chick, a woman, it could be your girl, anybody, and y'all in the middle of arguing, and she say, "Ooh, I almost just called you a bitch."
Bitch.
Is that the same thing as calling you a bitch? Do you think she called you a bitch, or do you think that's two different things?
Well, my first response is probably going to be bitch. So yeah, she called me a bitch. If you say that,
I'm like, bitch, you should have called me one. Like that's how I'm responding. Bitch, you better should have said it.
Bitch, you just called me that. You shouldn't. You
right?
Don't
you
even
stupid
think it.
bitch. You should have said it.
Right. If you think it, you said it. In my opinion. So if it comes out of your mouth, I think I should have said it. Then
ain't no thinking over here.
I probably respond with some sarcasm. Okay, how about if I'd have said I almost say you're a trash pussy bitch? Then what? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, your pussy almost good.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Damn, I almost told you your pussy was trash.
We have thought about some other shit that we were having this dumbass conversation.
They gonna make she'll rethink.
Damn, I almost told you was cute.
Mm-hmm. You almost ugly. Either way, it'll hurt. Almost ugly head ass foolish. If you almost said it, you said it.
Damn, I was thinking about the girl I really liked.
Yeah. I almost had a thought of her while I was crushing you.
Damn, I almost made you my girlfriend.
Yeah, you had enough yet? You want some more?
Now you want to talk about thoughts?
Shit. Cole, you better stop thinking. Fuck around with you. Almost saying.
Damn, I almost told you your friend was cute.
Yeah, don't almost say.
They'll get mad about that. Oh my gosh, what do you mean, my friend? They don't like you to like that friend.
That's the best way.
They know which one it is.
Back in the old days, you be like, man, hey, you ever like looked at a chick back in the day and you thought her friend was like, you wish you would have put the friend over her?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Couple times. Ain't shit like picking the chicken and you find out she got some fine friends. Like, damn.
They don't like that. You know what they hate even worse? If you like the one that ain't as attractive as them. They hate that one, boy. That one gonna get it.
Hey, that's when they throw salt. She ugly.
That bitch can't do nothing with me.
Like, damn, nigga, I was talking.
She can't even cook. They tell you all her flaws.
Right.
If you ever want to know about her, tell them that you like their friend. They gonna tell you all they business.
Y'all niggas so trash.
The last homeboy. Y'all niggas dumb, man. I got a question, man. I was outside cutting grass yesterday, man, and my neighbor who check out the pod. He said, of course, we had another good episode. And he said some shit that kind of I don't really be thinking about too much, but it also made me think about it when he said it. He was like, man, y'all boys really got something good with that podcast, man. Keep it going. And I just wanted to know, do y'all think that way? Because me personally, I don't think that we have. I think we have something good, but I don't think about it from that aspect. You know what I'm saying? I think about it like I come here, I talk to my friends to have fun, and it's my therapy. Now, if something good and great comes from it, of course that's a motherfucking plus. That's what everybody ultimately wants. But if nothing comes from it, I feel like we're still doing real good at what we're doing.
I personally think that way, but that could be, just the way I think about, shit. But I ask people, and I'd be like, hey, nah, for real, be like honest, like for real. Like, and I ask people that has been honest with me about other stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they be like, oh no, y'all shit dope. And then I still don't believe them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nah, they just saying that shit because they my people. So that's why it's hard.
Is it more surprising to hear it from a friend or from like a total stranger? Because a lot of times they'll say that your friends are the ones who support you the least, but a stranger,
yeah.
To me, it's from hearing it from a friend. Because I feel like I hear that we're good more so from strangers than I do from friends, which is crazy.
And that's who I take it. I take it more so from the stranger better than I do from a friend. Like if a friend tell me we're good, they just being a friend. Mm-hmm. But if I hear it from a stranger, that stranger has no reason to tell you. Like, why would I waste my time telling you something's good?
What if it's a friend who don't?
I wouldn't even go out my way to do that.
What if it's a friend who don't support shit?
Then you take that like how we saying it. But I think like to our podcast, like me personally, I think that we got something too. You know what I'm saying? And we've heard that from the time that we started it. But when I go back and listen to our pod, like in every week, I try to make sure that I listen to the pod from the top to the bottom. And I listen to it as entertainment. I don't listen to it as critiquing myself or critiquing who they're. I listen to it like as, am I entertained by this? And every week I find myself laughing or I find myself entertained. And you know what I'm saying? And I find myself, catching shit that I didn't catch when we record, because sometimes I have people who'll be like, they'll just use one line from the podcast. It was funny when said this, and I'm like, what the fuck? What was that? Because I hadn't heard it yet. Mm-hmm. Because when we recording, sometimes you don't catch everything that's said. Because every week I find myself laughing at something who they said that can't get right or can't get right said to Todd that I didn't hear when we were recording, and I'd be mad that I missed it because I'm like, oh, that would have been if I would have heard that, I would have said XYZ with it. You know what I'm saying? So I really do think that we have something, and I think, like you said, it just came from. It don't maybe feel like that to us because this is how we normally are on a daily basis.
But I mean, it is. I knew it would be something because kicking it with y'all is some of the most entertaining shit. Like, it's better than any podcast, TV show, whatever. That's where you get your most fun from. Yeah. Because the way we feed off each other, the way we joke on each other, the way it's like really no holds bar. Like, I wish it could be all the way unedited, but this is the best edited version we could give. Mm-hmm. But like, no. That's why, like, I don't understand like that friendship shit.
We'll get
like,
that one day where we ain't gotta edit shit.
Hell yeah.
Right now we protecting lives right now, protecting livelihoods. So shit we gotta do. Right. But eventually, shit.
But all in all, man, I think we got a dope pod. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I probably wouldn't even be able to do it if I didn't think that it was something that, like, I could do this shit for the next however long. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's fun, it's authentic, it's us. It don't take a whole lot of work for us to do what we do. Now, when I say a whole lot of work, now we do a lot of work behind the scenes and making sure it looks the way it look. Making sure we can get on Zoom, that take work. To figure out how to broadcast while we on there, to get the episode 82, that take a lot of work. Mm-hmm. But for us, it don't feel like work. And that's when I feel like you're doing something that you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. And I mean, it's just dope to have some, especially with your friends. Like I said, it's not work. Like, besides having, I mean, we did this twice in a goddamn weekend.
It didn't blink in 12 hours, nigga.
Didn't blink when it was time to do it again.
Twice in 12 hours. Shit.
Like, one time we wake it up to do it.
And another thing that, like I look at shit that we take to girl, like we be like I kind of felt a type of way about Zoom. I'm sick of Zoom. I'm ready to get back together. You know what I'm saying? But
I hate the sound of this shit.
Yeah, I hate the way it sound. I hate the way it look. But shouts out to one of our listeners. Our listener came back to me and said, they popped me up on Instagram and was like, I'm glad that y'all back. And I was like, yeah, it don't sound like how they was like, I don't care. We just like the content. He was like, as listeners, we just want to hear y'all. Like, we just want to hear the content. And I thought that was kind of dope. Mm-hmm. Like, they just really want to hear content. And sometimes they don't care about how it sounds.
And I agree with that. But then I think that's on us when we want to perfect what we do, so we do.
Right.
We're the ones who get a little nitpicky, and we gonna 100%. And that's the main reason why. That's probably one of the only reasons we still put it out, because we know people still want to hear it. I think if it was up to us, we wouldn't put it out sounding like this. But we got to do it.
And also, I didn't know how good looking my fans was. We had our spotlight day, and my followers, like the followers I got off the spotlight day,
you would look at everybody who like your picture, huh?
Hell yeah. Or follow me, you know what I'm saying, and wasn't following me. And it was the percentage of them being good looking was very high.
But shouts out to y'all, man. All our listeners, man, who rock with the Dummies Podcast, man. We appreciate y'all. Shouts out to your neighbor who, I know he listening, and shouts out to you, man. Just continue spreading us, man. Give us to your people, man. People would like podcasts, or who don't even really know what podcast is, man. Make sure you share us with us.
Share us.
Share us.
Fuck y'all. I'm trying to butcher and kill this shit.
You butcher
and kill that shit.
ESPN, man. ESPN spoke. They dropped their top 10 basketball players of all time. They had number 1, Michael Jordan. They had number 2, LeBron James. They had number 3, I think that was Kareem. Number 4 was Bill Russell. 5 was what's his name? Magic. I'm sorry. They had Wilt, Bird, Duncan, Kobe at 9, and Shaq at 10. Any objections to that top 10? I saw a lot of people came back and had shit to say. Richard Hamilton was one saying whoever put Kobe at 9 in they top 10 flat out just disrespected him. But how do y'all think about how y'all feel about this top 10?
That's my only issue with it is the Kobe placing. To me, if Jordan's 1, Jordan 2.0 has to be 2. The rest of it could fall how it falls. Mine is Jordan, Kobe, Bron, Kareem. That 5 spot is up for grabs, but I'll say Magic. Yeah, that's the only real issue I had with it is that Kobe placing. That's just crazy to me. That one I don't understand.
Kobe got to be number 2. Like, yeah, I'm with who. Kobe got to be number 2. I tend to not put people in that I never saw their games. Like Magic stops for me. I saw about a couple of years of him being good, but you could see it there. The Dream Team, you could see how he was the big dog amongst the big dogs. So that matters. When you start talking about Kareem and Bill Russell, I didn't see that. So I try to take them out. But to put Kobe at below 2, 3, no.
Yeah.
LeBron, might be
behind Duncan. Get out of here. What's yours, Stock? What'd you think of it?
Like y'all said, my top 3 is the same. I got Jordan, Kobe, Bron. And another thing with people who like, I hate to argue. Like I don't take away from Bron's credit because I got him at 3. Do y'all top 3 to ever play the game? Do y'all know how fucking great that is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's still playing. Do y'all know how great that is to be right there? But I see a lot of people they use a lot of different ways to try to put Bron in it. Like I saw somebody like, don't argue with my GOAT because he's doing this outside the court. That is great. I'm talking about on the court. Right. On the court. That nigga got adopted the world's kids. The rest of them, the other.
If that's the case, nigga, pick Bill Gates.
Yeah, like shit.
Bill Gates up there.
LeBron is the best human being to play basketball. He's not the best basketball player.
So, but I have no problem with this list. I'm like, y'all, it really hard for me. Like, no disrespect to Bill Russell or to Kareem, and to Wilt Chamberlain. I'm sorry. Those people that I seen highlights and stuff, and they look like some great players. I've just never personally seen them play, so it's hard for me to find a placement for them. Because I'm not that big of a basketball head where I went back and can judge them properly. So I can only go off of what I've seen. So when I say this is my list about what I've seen. So my top 3 is Jordan, Kobe, and then Bron.
And I can get why some of those older heads, some people will put like a Kareem as their top player because of the number of rings he has. Also, he's number 1 in points ever. Also, going back to college careers, winning 3 championships and 3 Players of the Year. That's kind of it is unheard of outside of him. So I get why you said, but for me to be that top, even with all of those things, you just have to be a playmaker, in my opinion. Like if we're mixing all eras, like right now in this era, you have to be a playmaker, and if you can't create your own shot, then right now you just can't be that best player. So for me, that best player is going to be a guard or a forward, that 6'6", 6'7" person who can handle the rock, who can shoot the rock, who can dish the rock, who can get Kareem the ball. Can Kareem do all of those things as well? So no, if you can't do all of those things, to me, you can't be my top.
Yeah. But yeah, shouts out to ESPN for keeping the conversation going, man, and putting that list.
Super pause.
What?
I say you can't be my top. Pause.
Shut up. I was like, what the fuck?
Did y'all see there was some speculation about co-rookie of the year? They were saying that it was between Zion and Ja Morant. They was basically saying should it be a co-rookie? If they did that, this would be the first time that they had a co-rookie since in 25 years since it was Grant Hill and Jason Kidd. Do y'all personally believe that Zion did enough to be in the category with Ja Morant?
Nope. Ja Morant went stupid. the entire partial year, should I say? Whereas Zion did it in half the amount of games that Ja played. To me, that should play a factor in it. Unfortunately, being healthy it plays a big role on whether you win those awards or not, or whether you're
Right.
impressive or not. To me,
Right.
Ja being healthy matters, and him being healthy and doing it consistently matters. What this tells me who the NBA sees as their next face in that era.
Yeah.
So now get out of here, Zion. You're impressive, but you're not that impressive
Right.
like that.
And I agree with you. I think Zion showed a lot of promise and showed that he has the potential to be that. But he didn't play a whole season. He was hurt.
Mhm.
And even in this shortened season, I just think it go to Ja, man. I love Ja game, man.
Mhm.
And I think that he got a promising future. I think they both do, but it just showed me that the machine, if Zion can get on this list, and if they do give it, the machine is 100% exposed in their hand at this point.
Yeah, they showing it.
And yeah, so I got Ja, and it shouldn't even be a co.
I
But
mean,
what about
it's Ja.
Ja?
It's Ja hands down, but the NBA gonna do this. Just like
They said
shit.
Mbaye.
Fuck you.
Fucking Mbaye. Who was that?
Just like without any politics, Carmelo should have won against LeBron.
No way.
My man had more points.
Mhm.
Uh,
He had more assists.
No, it was 1.2 to 1.6. So
He had
the
more
same.
rebounds.
He had 2.8 to 5.9.
Big difference. Assists,
He had a
rebounds,
higher winning percentage and made it to the playoffs.
steals.
Steals, yes. Had more steals.
Okay.
Better free throw percentage. Yes.
Who was
and
it?
made it to the playoffs.
Who was his teammates? Who was Melo's teammates compared to
Four 80-year-old Chauncey Billups.
And compared to the donkey?
And I think he had Birdman.
Compared to and who was his coach? George Karl?
Some fat guy.
George Karl. Compared to LeBron having what? I ain't gonna base it off the team game and the team making it to the playoffs. How many
Rookie of the year is an individual
Eric
sport.
Snow, Mo Williams, Verajal.
I think it's more so on a full impact. Like, you got to look at more than. I think like Denver had a better team the year before both of them got there.
Yeah. Carmelo had more points and rebounds than LeBron.
I just think that LeBron came in, he changed the culture of the game as a whole. He was much more impressive.
Changed the context of the franchise.
Yeah, he improved
for that single year.
He improved that team a whole lot more because Cleveland was the bums of all bums, whereas Denver was okay with George Karl. And he just changed the whole culture of that, I think. Like, Melo was impressive. He was, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he should have won it over Bron.
This is when you got more points. This is when you got rebounds.
This is when you got belligerent last night. Don't do it again.
Bron is a bum. He sucks.
Big growl.
So we can leave it there.
Okay. Perfect, my nigga. Perfect.
Moving on into the dummy of the week.
Dummy.
DDR.
Dummy. Stupid ass dummy.
What do you say? DDR. Goddamn.
He got lucky. He almost got there.
He qualified.
He was in the running.
Damn, fool. DeAndre Baker and Quentin Dunbar. Bring y'all stupid ass to the principal's office. New York Giants cornerback DeAndre Baker and Seattle Seahawks cornerback Quentin Dunbar are wanted in connections to an armed robbery investigation in South Florida. Basically, police said the two idiots walked into, I guess, a condo or a party where they robbed somebody of jewelry and money. And there was also reports that Baker even, directed another person to shoot one of the people walking into the event. The warrants basically included accounts from witnesses that basically said that they were armed. Some said that Dunbar wasn't armed. But it basically just with Baker was a 2019 first round draft pick. Why the fuck are you even in this position in the first place? Is why you're getting the dummy of the week from the Dummies.
Guaranteed $1 million, and you robbing it.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's just crazy. They just said that the incident took place on Wednesday, leaving a party. I don't know. I don't know if y'all had a chance to see this. I don't know what y'all think, but when you're in a position to be a first round draft pick, it's something to be said for me. When I see kids and I say kids because these guys are 22, Baker was 22 years old. You see these kids who have been playing this game their whole entire fucking life from 6, 7, 8 years old of age all the way through high school, get through college, be a first round pick, and finally have made it to a place of success. We know how hard it is to be successful. We know it's something to be said for people who are able to do jobs and careers in which that they've been doing, that they love and enjoy doing. As us being a little older, we know how much credit goes to stuff like that. But for him to be caught up in a robbery, man, it just irritates the shit out of me when you see these kids finally make it to a place that they have a chance to change their family lives and stuff, and then they fuck it up by doing something like this, man. And so for that's why DeAndre Baker and Dunbar, you guys are our dummy of the week.
Combination of fucking dummies. That's the dumbest shit you can do. Like, man, you just, like you said, 2019 first round draft pick, that guarantees you $1 million. Yep. There's no need for you to be robbing anybody. I don't give a shit if they try to make you look bad, try to clown you. I don't give a shit if they robbed you, nigga. Call the police. It's okay. You got $1 million.
Call the police. Yes.
There's no need for you to be out here robbing niggas, man. Like, come on. And we can't blame it on youth, man, because if that was us in those situations, we said a lot of times we did plenty of stupid shit in our youth. But one of those things probably wouldn't have been one of them.
Nah,
we'd have known better if we got to the NFL at 22 to not go robbing.
You gotta know when it's too much to fuck it up. Like when you was in college and shit like that, you ain't have too much. I mean,
we'd have probably fought the nigga. We'd have fight him.
Yeah, but like when you start talking about making millions, like no, I can't fuck up my contract.
I ain't gonna rob him. I'll punch in the back of the head, but I ain't gonna rob him.
You know what I'm saying? Rather punch the shit out your head.
Like, come on, man, be smart. Somehow
I get it.
Shit, nigga been cooped
at least, take my shirt off and show my muscles like Primo used to do, but not fight.
Primo kept that shirt off. He still keep that big car. That nigga, he can't get Primo.
I saw him on Instagram all day with that bitch like that.
Yesterday, no shirt on Primo. Goddamn.
Other than that, man, are there any other shits that we left off? Any other information that we forgot to dispose with the people?
We ain't talking about no music. We ain't talking about Future. We'll go back and we'll go back next week since we
nobody listen.
Oh, but they did have an Instagram versus with Nelly and Ludacris. That popped off. They was killing Nelly, man, by his internet.
About his dial up. Goddamn.
Yeah, they said Chingy was outside cutting the internet cables.
Cut that cable right there. Hit it. Right there.
They was killing Nelly by his internet. I don't know if y'all saw that battle. Who do y'all personally like better between Nelly and Ludacris?
Luda.
He just like not even close.
He was cooler. He cooler.
I told y'all, for me, Nelly was kind of corny.
Nelly was a cornball.
And I thought that back then.
That nigga took Floyd Mayweather hand-me-downs. Get out of here, Jack. He cornball. Cornball. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, sloppy second ass nigga.
And he was happy with it.
Look at y'all killing Nelly.
Look what I got.
It's your fault. You made it happen.
I was just trying to talk about the battle. I mean, I really couldn't. I ain't gonna lie. I turned that shit off after Nelly internet kept fucking up. So I'm gonna be honest. After a couple of minutes, I really couldn't take that shit. I get tired of going on the verses and shit not prepared. I know he might have had some situations and issues they said was storming, but I couldn't really take it. But
yeah, and
I just saw that happened.
I watched it, and probably one of the longest ones I watched, other than the Man and Fresh. And I learned why I really don't watch them is because you're watching it for the music, and you can't really hear the music, so it's really pointless to watch it. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Unless they figure out a way to get some clear music going, I'm never going to watch that shit. Other than that, it's just really a picture.
Anything else we left off, man? I forgot to talk about, man.
Man, let's introduce something, man. Give us nigga a movie, like one movie, since we got them still partially stuck in the house. One movie that you want somebody to watch. It don't have to be. It could be old.
Netflix.
It could be old. It could be new. It could be whatever.
The Wrong Missy.
The Wrong Missing. Oh, The Wrong Missy. Yeah, I saw that. It looked like it's kind of funny. I ain't watched it yet. Yeah. I saw the highlight. It looked like it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
Y'all ever watch Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio in it?
Yeah,
I seen bits and pieces of it, but I can't remember it.
It's a good ass movie. It makes you think. It's gonna put your brain to work, but I like it. It's a good ass movie.
I seen that shit. What's that? Investment Bureau, Adjustment Bureau. That shit was kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's
pretty good. Like where them niggas be going through door. It's almost like a Matrix
type
shit.
Door and you end up somewhere else.
Yeah. Like that, like I've been trying to keep up with it. That's what I watched.
I like that kind of shit though. I like
that. And Billions, man. If y'all ain't caught up on Billions, man, get yourself a favor.
That was supposed to be my plan until DDR fucked it up. I was gonna lay in bed all day and watch Billions. Now I'm about to go get to DDR.
What we said there, don't do right.
Don't do right. DDR.
That's our title right there. Don't do right, guys.
DDR. I'm gonna sit in bed and watch some Billions.
Other than that, man, again, shouts out to all our listeners, man, all the people on the front lines. We want everybody to be safe so we can make it back the next week, man. And we'll be back next week like we never left, because like we say every week, we never leave. You dig?
And you shouldn't leave before the podcast is done uploading.
Right. Don't nobody click off, goddammit.
We gonna wait there, because I can't do this tomorrow.
Right. Dummy.